telling you about every unit that you can get in Battle Alliance. Let's look at the video and let's begin. So let's go and go to promote. So the landing craft. It's not really a unit, but the landing craft is the craft that lands your troops or tanks or other stuff if you land units. You can upgrade that to give it more health. Then there's the riflemen, the normal troops. They don't shoot that fast and they don't cause that damage. I do not prefer riflemen. I not prefer mortarmen too. They might cause a good amount of damage to enemies, but it's also very slow. It might be a good speed, but the bazooka. If you want to find a replacement for a mortarman, I'll just give you a bazooka instead. Next, motorcycle. If you're a starter and this is the first thing you get, this will actually be pretty good. Because this is the first vehicle you got, this is pretty good. So equip it right, create tons of them right away. Because these are the first vehicles, and vehicles are very good. Then the gunboat. The gunboat is the very first ocean. It's not very good, but at least you have something to create in the Navy. To create it, you need a dock or a harbor. Next, the Jeep. The Jeep is the second vehicle. It costs a lot to buy, but it's also much better than the motorcycle. But mostly, this thing's mostly made to defeat enemy troops. So this thing's not really made to defeat enemy emplacements. But I usually just go take for the tank. Next, fighters. This is the first you can unlock in Air Force. Not very good too. Well, in the Air Force battles we have it, it's very good because there's no air-to-air turrets, but then about air-to-air turrets. But these things can only go air-to-air. These things are pretty good in first few matches because there's no air-to-air, and then you select air-to-air. Come on, you will lose. Next, tank. Remember when I showed you that I prefer the tank than the Jeep? This thing is very good against enemy emplacements or enemy armored units. Better than the Jeep, which is made to defeat troops. Next, the heavy gunboat. The heavy gunboat is an upgraded version of the gunboat, so it might cost more, but the heavy gunboat is better than the gunboat itself. Next, you can call him the bazooka. This thing's good for enemy emplacements and armored units. It's kind of a rifleman. Well, first of all, it has more health and stuff. It shoots faster, but it's still a troop. It shoots slower than a rifleman though, but it causes much good damage. Riflemen are made to defeat other riflemen, while these guys can defeat armored units and enemy emplacements. Next, you might be wondering why I'm talking about the medic drop. Well, it's not really an attacking device, but the medic drop, I kind of prefer you, because if it's a very hard one, if you have a good amount of medic drops, if you have a good amount of medic drops and you have a good amount of troops, then you could heal your troops between, you could heal like, you can heal more than one. You can heal several troops, and then you got it. Next, the escort fighter. This is the second thing following the fighter. This thing is it flies slow, but it has heavier armor. It's also made to aid in escorting bombers, which I'll soon show you. Next, warship. This is the second best. This thing causes a whole bunch of damage. It's a whole another level. It's kind of like a tank of the seas. It's a devastating double cannon capable of immense damage while activating and hunting out defenses. Next, the paratroopers. These guys can land, called a light squad. These guys are much better than riflemen. Much, guys. Paratroopers can both jump out of planes and they're very light. And they have a lot of health and other stuff. Okay, so next, bombers. Most told the escort fighter is the best for escorting bombers. Remember? He's the king of the sky. These guys are king of skies. This thing cannot attack air to air, but this thing can pack a powerful punch on land units, and it has a deadly payload. The torpedo bomber. It's a specialty plane with a prime. This thing is made to defeat naval units. It's a perfect ace, like perfect, and potentially with one side battle. Number 2, sabotage. You could drop a sabotage between enemy lines, and this guy could temporarily disable defenses. That means you could disable like their turrets and stuff, which would make the enemies much easier, and you get an easy victory. So I do prefer sabotages. Number 1, then decoy. You can deploy a ghost army to defeat enemy units. So you could distract them with a ghost army and then attack. That is a very good thing to use. Now next to do some of the best things like for submarine. These things could go underwater and it can survive. It can fire deadly torpedoes at heedless enemy naval. It's impossible to defeat them unless with the naval mine. Next, the artillery strike. You can bombard the enemy with very powerful artillery, which make I don't really prefer this thing. It costs like a good amount of damage, 7,000. It costs 7,000 to build. If you're a small player, it's not good for you. It costs an okay amount of damage. I don't really prefer this thing, but here comes what I really prefer: the heavy tank. It only costs 2,000, less than the torpedo strike, damage 50 per second, health 850. This features the latest armor and machinery. It's a mammoth on the battlefield and withstand many hits from the strongest defense. If the strongest defense hits it, it can survive it. These are very heavy and very powerful. I definitely prefer these. And the last thing, I don't really prefer the artillery strike, but I also do prefer submarine because the only thing that could destroy it is the naval mine. So that's it for today from the Lexica video, and bye.